And now, straight from the horse's mouth, our Neil Young News Report.
Smell the horse on this one.
With this week's update from ThrashersWheat.org, here's Thrasher.
Hey, Thrasher here with this week's Neil Young news. And once again, another big week. The wheat fields are bursting with growth, and Neil Young has launched Pono. Finally, the launch of Pono took place at the South by Southwest Festival in Austin this week, and we're going to be talking about that in just a moment. But first, we'll just hit some other news items real quick. The Dallas, Texas solo show tickets went on sale this week for Neil Young, and Neil Young revealed in an interview with Rolling Stone magazine this week that there will also be solo shows scheduled for Chicago. We do not have any dates or venue information for the Chicago shows, but those probably will be revealed in the next few days or so. So check back on Thrashers Wheat, and we'll share with you any information we have about ticket sales for Chicago. Okay, so Pono. Quite a lot of coverage this week. By no means will we try and cover everything about Pono. For those of you who have followed this for the past few years, you know that this was a big week for the launch, and by all measures, a tremendous success. The Kickstarter fundraising campaign met its goal in less than a day. And somewhere along the lines, we had heard something like this was one of the most successful Kickstarter campaigns that's ever been launched. So congratulations to the Pono team, and good luck on the rest of the venture as you move towards manufacture and production and distribution and all of that. Fundraising stands now at over $3 million, and a number of the different packages have already sold out. So that's from the launch and the Kickstarter side. But let's just talk a little bit about what all this means and where it goes from here. Really, ever since this project was announced, the Pono project was announced, it was met with a lot of detractors who essentially branded the effort as doomed to failure. You saw these kinds of comments crop up all over the place within the Neil Young community, and in particular in the audio community about this. And for those of you who read Waging Heavy Peace, which was written during the Pono design stages, Neil Young has made it very clear what he's trying to achieve here. Now, just because Neil Young makes it very clear what he's trying to achieve, by no means does it seem like most of the folks who are reacting to the product seem to quite have heard or understood what Neil Young's doing. But in essence, at its most basic level, Neil Young is trying to improve the quality of digital music. It's a long and technical discussion, no doubt about it. Many people, once they start hearing things about bit rates and 192 and 98 and all kilohertz and all of these different specs, their eyes and ears sort of glaze over and tune out, or some folks say they can't hear the difference, or it doesn't make any difference, or all sorts of different things. There are many different opinions on all of this. But sort of moving to our perspective on this, if Neil Young is personally trying to improve digital audio quality, what what is wrong with that? Where is the harm? Who is being hurt by this? One sometimes wonders, is this really the Apple crowd and the iPod crowd feeling threatened by Neil Young and Pono, that they have, somehow launched some sort of campaign to protect Apple? Well, I think we find it hard to believe that the Apple folks could in any way be threatened by Pono. But be that as it may, it just seems a little baffling about the intensity and vitriol of the doubters and deniers and naysayers, and they're rooting for failure. That's what really puzzles and troubles us most, and we saw this also with Linkvolt as well. What is it that Neil Young's trying to do here? Why is he trying to build a car and save the environment, or try and come up with a fuel source that's cleaner? Again, how can you argue with that? You may not support it, or you may not agree with it, but I don't know. So anyway, sorry to kind of digress there, but it just seems as if maybe in our Neil community, on the internet, and our society, that we see a lot of things from the perspective of winners and losers, and tearing down, attacking things that just don't fit within one's time or headspace or mental space, rather than trying to sincerely understand a product or service, or provide what would be called constructive criticism. How could this be made better? Or at least, maybe being a little bit more polite about the criticism, or saying, okay, this isn't for me, I don't have the money, which is all fine, but sometimes it seems like people are really going out of their way to attack this Pono project without really providing any thoughts or ideas of what it would be that they would like to see, or how this product might be improved. Really, it would seem as if the only way that this society here on Earth is going to continue is if folks really learn to work together and improve upon things, as opposed to just this scorched earth kind of approach to how we go about doing things. So why not root for success? And lastly, on this subject, just to kind of wrap it up here, we had taken exception with what seems to be the audiophile community, which would seem to have the interests of the Pono project at sort of the core of where they're coming from. The audiophile community is very committed to the best sound quality that one can deliver. And so what is with the attack on Pono, which seems to support their mission? Again, we're puzzled. We've seen a lot of comments. We've directed at Neil, directed here at Thrashers Wheat about our positions and support of the project. And of course we support Pono here at Thrashers Wheat. We support Linkvolt here at Thrashers Wheat. Here's somebody who's trying to make a difference. Maybe it's misguided, maybe it won't work, but here's the thing. If not Neil, who? Would we, Thrashers Wheat, develop a audio device or an environmental car? Well, sure, we'd love to, but we lack something called resources and maybe the celebrity cachet to pull something like that off. So a lot of these anonymous detractors, really, if you can do better, go for it. Let us know. We'll be happy to listen to whatever it is that you have to do. But we also sort of assume that a lot of these anonymous commenters are like ourselves, where you don't really have the resources to kind of pull something like this off. So if somebody does, who are we to say, like, no, bad idea? Okay, rant off. Okay, we'll wrap up here, Thrashers Wheat. Radio news, and see you on the blog. Thanks, Tony and Eric, and all the folks at WBKM. Keep on rocking.